Hey everybody. Hey. I was I was listening to Sekou's show from this morning and forgot to do all the things. Forgot to do all the things here. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to Sip with Red Melissa. I am Red Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Say it with me. Practice makes progress. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I'm Red Melissa. I use the technology of spiritual psychology, spiritual practices, and universal principles to companion people in disrupting limiting patterns of thinking, limiting patterns of believing, limiting patterns of behaviors so that they can transform their lives by revealing the healing from within. This is my ministry of joy where I support people in living life in joy. I am an ordained interfaith minister, a licensed religious science practitioner, a certified spiritual life coach, and the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, a New Thought Center in New York. If you need support, don't procrastinate on getting support. Reach out to me. You can send me a DM on my social media and we can set up some time to talk. Because we are all about living life in joy, connected to our yes. Are you connected to your yes? If you're not, delay no longer. Reach out. If you're looking for a spiritual life coach, reach out. Reach out. I am here for you. You do not have to walk this path alone. All right, y'all. So, welcome. Good day, mommy. It's good to see you. Yes, I'm back on Facebook. Last night I was setting up for the show and I said, let me just try this connection again and see what happens. And zoop, a big old check mark came and we were back connected to my I Am Red Melissa page on Facebook. So here we are. I don't see any good mornings except for my mother. So let me know you're out there and that we're connected and that we are connected through this platform. All right, y'all. So I had a wonderful weekend, an amazing weekend, and I'm going to share a little bit of it throughout SIP here and in some joy news. So last week we wrapped up our procrastination series. And I gave everyone some homework. It's your choice to say, yes, I will do it. I will do something different. Or it's your choice to say, nah, I ain't going to do it. I'm just going to keep living my life the way I've been living it. I'm just gonna keep having the same experience over and over again. It's totally up to you. No judgment about it whatsoever. So these were the three things. Did you pick one thing that you have been procrastinating about? Pick one thing that you have been procrastinating about. And then you were going to choose not a baby step, but a teensy, wincy, itsy, bitsy step, half of a baby step that you can take, an action step that you can take to move you from the position of off, because procrastination is the off position. We want to move to the on position. And we can move to the on position and break that evil spell. Julia Cameron calls it an evil spell. Julia Cameron wrote the book, The Artist's Way, and her new book, Right for Life. She talks about how procrastination is an evil spell And the way we break that spell is by taking an action step forward, an itsy bitsy action step. So you was just going to choose what you were going to do and give yourself a buy when date. So if your buy when date was sometime last week till yesterday, did you do it? Did you take that action step? And if your buy when date is a little further out, can you start preparing yourself for that action step today? Just by getting your mind right, like use your imagination. Imagine yourself taking that action step. Write it out. I am, and write out the action step to give yourself the preparation and the fuel that you may need to take it. Yes? All right. All right. So I have one last thing that I want to share about procrastination. And this message came to me from Bob Roth. So some of you know I practice transcendental meditation, and Bob Roth is the CEO of the David Lynch Foundation, and he does 2 live group worldwide global meditations on Zoom every single day, twice a day, 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. And he always shares something before we do the 20-minute meditation. Some research about the brain or something about an animal or something about the universe. It's always interesting. Or it could be something silly like, I don't know, do cats recognize their names? But interesting information. But anyway, on this particular day, I think it was on Friday, he talked about revenge, sleep, procrastination. Now, this got my attention right away. Revenge, sleep, procrastination. It is a thing. You could be diagnosed with this. Neuroscientists are doing research and they have named it revenge, sleep, procrastination, also known as bedtime procrastination. I was like, okay, I am loving everything about this. I am going in the rabbit hole. I am going to get into what this is, revenge, sleep, procrastination. And so that is what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow because today I want to report on my random act of kindness. I want to report on my random act of kindness. And I'm just realizing I left my prompt. Well, I had like a show and tell and I left it upstairs. I might run up and get it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So Friday was Random Act of Kindness Day. Friday was Random Act of Kindness Day. Did y'all remember that? I talked about it all last week. And it was the opportunity for us just to lift up the vibration of kindness in the world. So this happens at least in the US. I don't know about other countries. And I said one of the things I was going to do, I was going to go to to Target, to Home Goods, and to BJ's, and I was going to move the shopping carts. People take their food out of the shopping cart and they just leave the shopping cart right there. They don't push it back to the little shopping cart place where it's supposed to go. And it really is a pet peeve of mine, especially when people leave it in the handicap parking spots. I like to refer it to differently abled spots, right? Differently abled people. My husband taught me that. And because when someone has to use that spot, it can mean that they have some physical limitations. And now they have to get out of their car, move the shopping cart out of the way, get back in their car and park their car. Like, come on, y'all. Let's do better, right? So I decided that's what I'm going to do on Friday. I'm going to go to these 3 places, specifically to those parking spots, and move the shopping carts from those spots. And don't you know, just about every single parking spot for the differently abled had a shopping cart there. I was like, wow. So I said, thank you, God. Thank you. So I went around and I moved them all, put them where they needed to be. I felt good. And then the second thing I did was I went to Stop and Shop and I said, I'm going to pay for someone's groceries. That's what I'm going to do today. That's going to be my last act of kindness today. And so I went to Stop and Shop. I was kind of like scoping people out. And then I spotted this woman. She had 2 kids with her. She had a shopping cart, halfway full, I would say, of necessary items. You know, you could look at someone's shopping cart and see if this is like things that are of necessity, right? So there was bread and eggs and milk and, you know, the things that we need, the basic things that we need, especially if we have children. And she didn't have a whole bunch of junk in her shopping cart. So I could just tell like she is making an effort to, you know, make healthy decisions for herself and her children. So I kind of like scoped her out from the corner of my eye. I kept, you know, paying attention to her. And then I got in line right behind her. So she was getting ready to pay for her stuff. And I whipped out my credit card and I said, no, I'm going to pay for her groceries. And she looked at me and she said, thank you so much. And then she just left. There was no fanfare, no fan, or whatever that word is, fanfare, none of that. She just said, oh, thank you. And she left with her children and her groceries. So I was like, oh, okay, right? I was ready for a moment, right? I was ready for a hug. I was ready for something, right? But that was a lesson for me because we do kindness just for the sake of kindness. Not for any reward, just to be kind. Now the cashier, she was very moved by that. And she said to me, oh my God, I've never seen this in person. I've only seen it on TikTok that people go around and pay for people's stuff. And she's like, and now I've seen it live and in person. So that was really cool. So I paid for my stuff and I left. And so I thought that was it. So I had some time to spare. My one of my girls was getting her hair done. That's when I was doing all this stuff while Aria was at the hair salon. And so when I went to pick her up after she was finished, I said, you know, let's run to Target, and because she wanted turkey burgers for dinner. I said, let's go in Target. We'll get some hamburger buns. So we go to Target, and when we're leaving out, there is an elderly woman leaning up against, at some of the Targets, they have these gigantic red balls like planted right in front of the store. And this elderly woman was leaning up against it with her cane, just there. And this woman was talking to her, asking her to let her take her home. And the elderly woman said, no, you know, I called a cab, you know, no, that's okay. So I walk by, I overhear their conversation. Aria and I go and get in the car. And then I say to Aria, I'm going to go ask her if we could drive her home. And so Aria said, well, the lady just told her no, you know. I said, no, I'm going to go see. So I go back to the woman and I said, hi, my name's Melissa. And I just wanted to see if I could drive you home. And she said, no, that's okay. And then I said, no, really, I would love to take you home. And she said, oh, okay, right? So we walked to the car. Her name was Gladys. I was calling her Miss Gladys. I introduced her to Aria when she got in the car. She lived close by in the neighborhood and we chit-chatted. You know, she told me she was born in Alabama. I was telling her that Zola wants to go to Tuskegee University. And, you know, we're just having a lovely time. So when we get to her building, she says, wait until I tell my daughter that there are still good people in the world. She said, thank you so much. And I told her, I said, you know, today is Random Acts of Kindness Day. So thank you for being my random act of kindness by saying yes to letting me take you home. And so then she's like messing around like in her bag or something, and she pulls out money to give to me. And I said, "Oh, no, 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 nope, not going to take it." It was totally a random act of kindness. And she insisted that I take it. So I take it, and guess what it was? It was two $5 bills. And that's what I wanted to show you. But you'll know what $5 bills look like. So it was two $5 bills. And the significance of this, if you don't know, is since 2019, I've been using $5 bills as a way to save. So if I receive a $5 bill in change, I don't spend it. I put it to the side. I have a $5 bill envelope. I put every $5 bill that I receive in the envelope till I get to 100, and then I put it in my account. Now, when Sekou was talking about having an emergency fund of $1,000, I was like, bam, I got that because I have over $1,000 worth of $5 bills. So I moved it out of where it was, and that is my emergency fund, my $1,000 made up purely of $5 bills that I have received from getting change over time. Now, I used to use it for like Christmas shopping or going on trips and stuff like that. But now I'm making wiser decisions about it. So I always call it a sign from the universe when I receive a $5 bill because I don't ask for it. So I don't go to the store, and if I'm going to get back like $11 in change, I don't say, "Oh, could you give me two fives?" Mm-mm. I just let it happen, right? The synchronicity of it all. So here's Miss Gladys, my recipient of my random act of kindness, handing me not a $10 bill, not a dollar, but two $5 bills. And that was an indication to me again of just how friendly the universe is towards us. The universe is so friendly towards us. It conspires for our good all the time if we would allow it. And we allow it by being in that universal energy frequency of love, of generosity, of kindness, of goodness. When we are at that frequency, everything just flows. We are open to receive because we're locked in at that frequency. So Miss Gladys doesn't know that her act was an act of kindness, an act of abundance, an act of God is my source. God is my source is my affirmation that I say every single day. So this is what we get to do. This is how we can choose to live more consciously connected to each other. Don't get caught up in all the stuff that you hear about, all the bad news, all the stuff that you would think that the only thing that is happening in the world is that we're killing each other. That is not the truth. There is more good happening in the world than we can imagine. And we could be a part of that good every day. Every day, there is an opportunity. Every time you walk out of your door for us to be kind to each other. We could have a random act of kindness day every single day. In our homes, we could have random acts of kindness with our family members. They're great to practice on, right? So this is just magnificent. It's just magnificent. And so I wanted to share that the universe is always kind to us. The universe is always kind to us. And we have our part to play by taking action. I didn't just think about going over to her and saying, let me take you home. I didn't just think about it. I had to take the action. And I did not allow the no that that other woman received to be my no. And we do that. We say, oh, it didn't happen for that person. Or look, they tried it and look what happened to them. I'm not going to do that. That's their experience. Maybe there's something else for them that has nothing to do with you. So let's show up and let's live in our connection. That is our yes. Let's live in our connection. That is our yes. So that is my report on my random act of kindness. I'm going to keep doing it, y'all. I'm going to keep doing it. Who's joining me? Who's joining me? So let me just check it on the comments. Oh, good day, Lindsay. Good day, Sally from California. It's good to have you. Oh, Sekou said he tried. So Sekou was going to do the shopping cart thing too. It didn't go quite as he planned, but it's okay. Today's another day. Good day, Rev Jennifer. It's good to see you. Yes, the shopping carts. Good day, Simone. I hope you're doing well. Yes, Christopher, it's all about service to others and to pass it forward. Yes. Good day, Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda, love. It's good to see you. Good day. Yes, Simone. Absolutely let go and it will flow. That is the truth. Hey, Fin King. Thank you for how you show up. Thank you for this reminder on this fine Monday morning. It is my pleasure. Amen and ashe. Rhonda, I asked for guidance this morning. Look what Source blessed me with. Whew, girl. Ask and you shall receive. Yes, 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 yes. And my mother, glad you're back on Facebook, Mr. Tidbit. Okay, mommy. Yes, I'm back connected on Facebook. If you haven't heard, there was a disruption last week, but we're back. We're back. Let me see. Julian said, yes, I've been taking food with me when I go into the city. Nut, cheese sticks, and fruit. Oh, that's so wonderful, Julian. Giving that to the unhoused and people who are in need. People who are in need. Beautiful. See what we get to do? We get to do this. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. We get to be the change that we want to see in the world. Yes, we get to do that. All right, y'all. Let's get into some joy news because I could talk about this for another hour. So let's get into some joy news because we had a fruitful weekend. Yes, we did. So I want to give a shout out to everyone who joined me for the Life Visioning Board workshop that we had on Saturday. So shout out to Julian, Nikki, and Nikki joined us from Sydney, Australia. I was like, what? So it was real early where she was, but she joined us for as long as she could. So shout out to Nikki, Valerie, Diane, Michelle, Fee, Heather, Joan, Sekou, Stephanie, and Cheryl. Thank y'all so much for choosing to create your life visioning board. And like I said, when I was promoting this, this is not your typical vision board workshop. We go in. We go in through the life visioning process that was developed by Michael Bernard Beckwith. I shared some of that with the group on Saturday. We did a visioning process so that we can connect to God's idea for our lives, so that we can see through our spiritual eyes, hear with our spiritual ears, right? And use that to create from. So it's not creating from what we already know, what we've already experienced. It's not created from the limitations of being a human being. It's created from infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities. And so we take the answers that we receive, because it's questions that are asked, ask and you shall receive. We receive the answers, and those answers are transformed into a visual representation of God's idea for our lives. Come on now. So I just want to share this picture. That's a sample of some of the visioning boards that people did. It was amazing. Here's another one. And I'm going to share mine. I'll hold it up so you can see. That is my visioning board for 2023. I do this every year, and people are asking me to do this again this year. So we'll see. I'm going to go into contemplation about that, and we'll see when I will do it again this year. But my focus, my focus this year, my quality is love, law, and laughter. Those are my qualities that I'm focused on this year. And the download that I got from the life visioning process we did was listening to my voice within and my intuition. Double whammies, double whammies there. The voice within and my intuition, and writing. So I love writing. I'm transforming my relationship with writing because I want to write a book. I am writing a book this year. I am doing the Write for Life class with a great publisher who's just extending his way to support people in writing their books. And we're using the book that I mentioned, Write for Life by Julia Cameron. And she's sharing her tools that she's used over the years. She's written over 40 books, over 40 books. So I think she knows a thing or two about writing a book. So let me check back in with the comments. Julian was there. She said it was awesome. Words and images just came. Yes, and we do most of the work, most of the time is spent in the life visioning process, right? I don't give folks a lot of time to actually construct their visioning boards. They get like an hour to look for pictures and cut it out, and they get like 15 minutes to like spread it out on the way they want it, and maybe another 10 minutes to glue it or tape it onto their canvas. And that's it. And my guaranteed is by the end of this process, you will leave with a life visioning board that you can use. And then I share how you can use it. It's not just about cutting it out and making something pretty and hanging it up on the wall. We get to use it as part of our spiritual practice. So the next time I do it, y'all, I would really recommend that you sign up for it. I really do. So Julian's saying, I'm visioning a retreat. Oh, Julian, see right there. I'm visioning a retreat also, Julian. So we are all on the same page with that. That encompasses all that we have been experiencing. Yes, I've been having that vision too of a sip retreat. A sip retreat. Yeah. All right. And Linda saying, sorry I couldn't join visioning. Had my grandson for the weekend. That was good. Oh, good for you, Linda. Good for you. I hope you had a wonderful time with your grandson. So, other thing that happened in the life visioning process is we had an inspirational speaker. And if you listened or watched Sekou's show this morning, the Be Your Own Hero show, he shared about his experience of giving this inspirational talk. And I'm telling y'all, it was amazing. It was inspiring. I've given Sekou, feedback on my experience of him. He was vulnerable. He was open. He was, honest about something that happened for him. and how it is transforming his life. And in essence, it's that quote that Michael Bernard Beckwith says all the time, and that gets repeated by many people, that the pain pushes until the vision pulls. Did I get that right? I think so. Yep. Pain pushes, vision pulls. And what I would say is Sekou's talk, if I had to give it a title, and he said that I did, but I don't remember doing that. But I would say is pain pushes, love pulls. Pain pushes, love pulls. So bravo to Sekou for saying yes. He asked if he could do this for the Life Visioning Board workshop. I said yes because, I support him. I love him. And I wanted him to be able to do this because he is an inspirational speaker. He is an inspirational speaker. And this was his, like he's saying, his official inspirational speech that he's given. And I know there will be many, 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 many more. All right. All right. And I see I am over time. So I'm just going to shout out my cousin, sis, Vanessa. She said, I missed it, but still work on my board for the year. Good, good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. And Julian said he loved up on us by sharing his soul. Yes, he did, Julian. He shared his soul. So there's a couple of other wonderful things coming up that I'm going to go through real quick. So at Rockland CSL, where I am the spiritual director, I have awesome people a part of the congregation, and they are sharing their gifts. So one that is coming up is this Wednesday is Manifesting Your Best Year Yet with Chris Ferraro. She is an amazing energy worker, amazing writer, and she wrote this book, Manifesting. Can you see that? Manifesting, the practical, simple guide to creating the life you want. And I shared a quote from her book a couple of sips ago. She said, you narrow your desire down by what you believe you are worth. So the two-part workshop is on the 22nd. Let me move the banner for Joy News so you can see it. February 22nd, March 1st, 7 p.m. There are two parts. You can register by going to rocklandcsl.org. It is $45 for both workshops. This is a bargain, okay? A bargain. So if you're interested in manifesting your best year yet, you want to sign up for this workshop. And then the other workshop that I just want to shout out is another one of my congregants, Susie Rachaud, and she is doing what is called Restart. It's a nutrition program to get your mind right about food so your body will follow. That's the best way I could put it. So there's a sugar detox. There's some elimination that we do that we know that we don't need anyway. It's a 5-week program. It starts on February 27th through March 27th from 7. What's the time? I want to say 7 o'clock to 8:30 is the time. And I will put into the chat her website. So it's SusanAirMOUH.com. It costs the cost is $75, but she's giving a $25 discount, a $25 discount. This is the code for the discount for all of my congregation of joy. So that's you. That's you. So there's the information there. Please go to her website and register. The cost is $175. She's giving a $25 discount. All right. Oh, boy, I'm over time. Okay. So living life in joy. I'll share about living life in joy and Sunday in praise tomorrow because I'm way over time. All right, everybody. So let me wrap this up. Let me make sure there's nothing else that I want to say. Yep, everything else can wait till tomorrow. All right, everybody. I love you all. Be good and kind to yourself. Yes, be good and kind to yourself. Be good and kind to others. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy. Yes, we are, because we are connected to our yes. Connected to our yes.